God, I haven't even shared my opinion on this episode yet, and yet this video has still already taken me a bunch of takes to do. Like, seriously, at this point, my videos are just like on their knees begging to be scripted. But anyways, guys, hi. And like I said in my Charlotte's Web video earlier today, Mr. Bean Fan had requested me to watch this Johnny Test episode, or I guess rather two Johnny Test episodes, since this is a two-parter. And for this video, I'll mix these two episodes up and call them Johnny Test's JX5 two-parter. This is something that they did in season 3, with the first episode of this two-parter being called A New Beginning, and the other one being called like the final ending or something like that. And when Mr. Bean Fan requested me this episode earlier, I thought that this was one of those later Johnny Test installments that I had not seen. But no, the further that I got into this episode when rewatching it off of YouTube earlier, the more my memory jogged. I think that I saw this episode like at least a couple of times off of Cartoon Network when I was little. And what do I think of it now as a 20-year-old man? Well, let's find out. And I guess this is also a video for Vanilla Rabbit Lover as well. All right, so after getting a refreshment on this JX5 two-parter, it was cool to watch, but at the same time, yeah, I don't think I need to watch this again. Yeah, I think I prefer Mr. Bean Fan's actual favorite Johnny Test episode, Johnny X Strikes Back, over this. But this was still pretty good, though. Like, for starters, there were some jokes that I thought were pretty funny, like, especially during the first episode of this. Like, for example, the joke of Johnny and Dookie wanting to go to the carnival, but Hugh can't take them because he keeps crying and being sad over all these cats that they have to save. I thought that joke was pretty funny. And I also thought it was funny when Wacko yelled at the brain freezer for eating too much chili. Although I don't think I could blame the brain freezer because, yeah, I love chili too, and it's like one of my favorite foods. So, yeah, I would say that part 1 of the JX5 two-parter was funnier because of jokes like those. However, I think that part 2 was like cooler and more epic, especially since like you had Johnny and Dookie having to team up with Evil Force 5 despite having just locked them up, because Evil Force 5 can't take over the world or universe or whatever if the Earth is being under attack. And like the second episode is also where you get like more action-packed stuff and all that. And yeah, that was nice. But still, overall, while I still think this is a cool episode, I still don't think that it should exactly be like, hey, you need to rush home to catch this episode on TV or anything like that type of episode. It might have been slightly cooler when I was younger, especially since I actually loved Johnny Test back then. But nowadays, I just think it's like a good but not great show. But still, I could see why like even older people would still love Johnny Test to this day. And I could also see why the JX5 two-parter would be a great episode for some other people. And I could especially see why it would be among people's favorite Johnny Test episodes. And like I keep saying, it was a cool episode. So overall, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it like either a high 6 or a low 7 out of 10. I would still rather rewatch Johnny X Strikes Back, but I still thank Mr. Bean Fan for requesting this two-parter to me. And now I'm going to close off this video by sharing this fun fact. I just happened to have a dream last night, if not this morning from me going back to sleep and oversleeping, of me watching Johnny Test.